We can't talk about every technology. But I'd like to know what your favorites are. Give me a couple, Dave. Give me a couple of your favorite use cases where people could
Sure.
use this technology.
Yeah, I mean, I think important to view it just broadly, right? Effectively, anywhere where you're looking to distribute multi-gigabit capacity falls into fair game as far as use case goes. I mean, a classic scenario is you've got some fiber point of presence, say fiber to the curb or some asset somewhere in an area, and you want to now distribute that either to connect subscribers through, fixed wireless access, or say a fixed broadband connection, or perhaps you want to backhaul some APs, Wi-Fi APs or small cells, for example, in an area. Terragraph is applicable to all these things. I would say that, we've seen initial traction most strongly in the fixed wireless access use case because Terragraph just fits very well there. You've got client nodes that can reside on subscriber premises, and they talk very nicely to the, they fit seamlessly, in fact, into the Terragraph mesh. But from there, there's also, of course, applicability in use cases such as Wi-Fi backhaul, such as small cell backhaul. I would say that, as Facebook, of course, we're very interested in all the people connectivity use cases because that's our mission. But Terragraph fits beyond just people connectivity use cases. There are industrial applications, oil and gas, physical security, security camera backhaul that Terragraph also fits very well as a use case. So very broad, let's say, field of possibilities with Terragraph.
That's nice. That's nice. Anthony, do you have you've been leading the team developing this, and what's popping out for you?
Gosh, it's like trying to pick your favorite son, isn't it, or child? No, it's we actually have thousands of units out in the field. We've been shipping this now since October last year. So, it's amazing just how diverse the usage of this is. From smart city, where we're getting reports back where people are connecting with Wi-Fi devices through the APs, connected to distribution nodes, connected back to the POP, and they're getting 200 megabits per second on the street corner. And then we also then get residential rural units where customers are saying, look, I'm getting 1.8 gigabits per second by directional rates, when I used to get, sort of like 7 meg before. But I think it's important to know that this is fiber-like technology, but it's in partnership with fiber. It is a great partnership. You use the fiber as your POP, your backhaul, and then you distribute that around an area, as I say, whether it's rural, whether it's smart city, whether it's industrial. There's so many different applications that we're seeing throughout the world. It's just a great technology.
Yeah, we used to always think of, in the enterprise networking, we used to always think of the wired connection, the fiber as your high-speed backbone, and then you're sort of dropping that down, you're rate adapting that down once you hit sort of a standard Wi-Fi access point. That's been sort of the, you're never going to see the full speed of your backhaul, but I think with Terragraph, we're now seeing that we can actually deliver that full capacity, which is really a fantastic thing to do. So in the enterprise networks, that's kind of my background. As I'm listening to you guys talking about this, I'm thinking about sort of the networks I've been involved with and some people that I work with, and I see lots of adjacent market opportunities for people that have experience with enterprise Wi-Fi deployment. So you take a company that maybe they're building Wi-Fi in a warehouse or a light industrial facility, and they're doing all the indoor stuff, and they're worried about all the the RF propagation inside of a building, and that's what they do. But then they also need to interconnect those buildings. Dave, you mentioned security cameras. Well, these industrial facilities, transportation yards, higher education campuses, right? They put security cameras on the perimeters, this for lots of reasons. There's lots of security reasons. There's lots of personal safety reasons that to do that, and the buildings weren't designed for that type of infrastructure. And so Terragraph gives you that. And so I see lots of applications extending the enterprise Wi-Fi network topology to outdoors and picking up all these different use cases and applications. Well, I'll tell you, I think we could have gone a bit more. In terms of our technical deep dive, you guys really give me some things to think about. Talking about the multi-layer resiliency, Anthony was pretty informative to me and eye-opening. You know, layer one all the way to the layer four and the upper layers. Each layer have its own design of resiliency for you know, high availability. Dave, I like this concept of bringing this technology from the data center and applying it to the telecom world. This sort of high resilient routing protocols of multiple low-cost nodes working together in coordination. That's fantastic. And then at the end of the day, we're delivering these speeds that are multi-gigabit. We're completely blown through that gigabit barrier. That's what we're going to need. You know, the future is going to be augmented reality. I was talking to a guy the other day who discussed using augmented reality for his network designs for an urban network. So he had a basic idea as to where he needed to install things, but he put his AR goggles on, went to Google Street View, then he could look. Yes, that's where this thing goes. That's where that goes. Well, augmented reality, there's so many applications for that, and all of these things. That's just one of the many. They're going to require lower latency, higher speeds, and there's more of them. It's not just the low latency, the higher speeds, but it's everyone's going to be doing it. So you've got capacity that has to come into that equation as well. So I like this. I think this is really setting the future and giving us a whole new set of tools.